Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made a Japanese style beef and shrimp curry. So I was down at my parents' house for vacation and I wanted to treat them to dinner, so I decided to make them a big old pot of curry. If you're interested in this recipe, I will leave it in the description box below, but for the sake of the video, I'll just kind of go over what I did. First, I cut a large onion. I cut it in half and then I halved it again and cut it into decently sized pieces. Japanese curry tends to call for a good bit of onions, so just use your own discretion, but I tend to like it with a good bit of onions. Next, I peeled and cut 2 large carrots, and I'm using a Japanese style cutting technique called rangiri, where you do quarter turns of the vegetable while you're cutting it, and it helps you to get these fairly nice, even, not rigid or sharp pieces of the vegetables, but also give you enough surface area so that it can absorb any of the seasonings that you're using in your meal. And you can use it with carrots, potatoes, any kind of root vegetable. It's fairly common in Japanese cooking and I love it. And as well as using potatoes, I threw in a sweet potato in this curry, mainly because we ran out of potatoes and didn't feel like buying any more. And I wanted to kind of help my mom clear out her refrigerator. So I also cut up a sweet potato. I would sometimes also put a piece of pumpkin as well, but either one is fine, or you can just skip it all together. Another favorite vegetable I like to throw into a Japanese style curry is mushrooms. I tend to use a shimeji mushroom, but white button mushrooms work just as well. Here my mom is doing my least favorite part. She is peeling and deveining the shrimp, and she claimed that she mangled them all up, but she did a fairly good job cleaning them completely out, and they were delicious. For the beef, I am just using about a pound of stew beef that I picked up at Aldi. And I tend to go through and just cut them in smaller chunks just because we had kids eating as well. But I used the entire package and it is the perfect amount. Of course, we cannot forget the rice, so I am washing about 3 cups of jasmine rice and just going to pop it in the rice cooker, but of course you can cook it on the stove top as well. And now we're going to heat up about 2 tablespoons of oil. I tend to like to use a canola oil, but vegetable oil is just as good. And we're gonna season the meat with some salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. Next, you're going to brown your meat, and do not be like me. Do not leave your oil sitting there for too long before you start this, because you don't want to burn yourself and everyone up around you. And I wouldn't worry too much about cooking the meat all the way through. You just want to brown the surface of it. Then you're going to add all of your vegetables, starting with the onions, carrots, and potatoes. Then I added a bag of frozen spinach. And finally, I'm gonna add all of the softer ingredients, so the shrimp and lastly, the mushrooms. Now you add your water, which should be enough to cover it, and then you're going to put your lid on for 20 minutes. Rice is done. So after about 20 minutes or until your vegetables are fairly softened, you're gonna throw in 2 packs of the curry roux since we're making a big pot. You're supposed to break it up before you put it in, but I was lazy and just threw them in there and struggled to break them with a spoon. And then you're just going to mix until it is completely dissolved. And be careful, because if you do not mix it completely, you will have chunks of roux and it is fairly salty.
Oh, boy.
Alright y'all, so that's how I made a Japanese style beef and shrimp curry. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below. And if you're looking for the recipe, check the description box below. I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Catch you in the next video. Bye!